Good morning and welcome to the Labor and Public Employees Committee meeting this Thursday, January the 21st. And I will convene the meeting at this time. And I would just like to welcome everybody, our new members, our new staff, and open the floor for remarks by the chair. Senator Kushner, would you like to make any remarks this morning?
Thank you, Representative Porter. I look forward to this 2021 legislative session. There's so much work to be done. We know that working families in Connecticut are struggling with the effects of the pandemic and the terrible impact that has had on our economy, on jobs, and on in every way on workers' lives. And so the work of this committee will truly be very important this session. We want to get it right. We know that there are many things that got held up because of COVID last year. You know, our work was cut short by the pandemic. And I think that we're all here ready to really take up the important issues related to COVID and other issues of the day that will make our state stronger for workers and working families. And I look forward to this opportunity to lead this committee with you, Representative Porter. We've been a great team in the past, and I look forward to continuing that great work. So thank you for the opportunity to make a few remarks.
You're welcome, Senator Kushner, and I will join you in those remarks and won't belabor the issue. I am in lockstep and total agreement with the sentiments that you have expressed and the importance of this session, especially as we are still having to endure this pandemic. We will definitely be looking to make sure that the workers in this state receive the relief that they deserve and that we get our small businesses back up and running, we get work back in the state, and that we get our revenues to flowing. And with that being said, I would like to ask our new ranking members if they would like to make any remarks, and I'll start with Senator Sampson.
Good morning, Madam Chairman. I'll just say I'm delighted to join you folks here today, and I also want to see a productive session of the Labor Committee, and hopefully we'll end up with some good policy that will benefit the business and employee community in our state. I have some concerns about the impact of our government on the current closures regarding COVID and so forth. So I hope we can address that at some point. And in the spirit of working together, we're going to try and be as cooperative as we can in making sure that you know, these bills, whether we agree with them or not, are at least heard and everyone has an opportunity to comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. I appreciate that and look forward to working with you as well. Next up, we have the ranking member in the House, Representative Aurora.
Good morning, and thank you, Madam Chair. I am honored to be on this committee, and we have a number of new members, and I am also fresh on this committee for the first time. And I really agree and echo some of the comments that ensuring that the work opportunities in our state are protected, and both in terms of the quantity, the amount of opportunity, and the quality in terms of the kind of opportunities. And that is one thing which is seriously impacted or greatly impacted by the work we do in this committee. Obviously, as we know, COVID brings a super dimension to it, and for us to be really for us to do more. Now, the unemployment program, which is administered by the DOL under the purview of this committee, is perhaps the largest program which has helped during these closures, and we need to discuss and work on to make sure it is viable, as in fundable, has solvent, and also delivers the benefits as it is supposed to. And finally, I would like to thank committee chairs for really doing this in a very cordial and giving us all an opportunity as right from the beginning of this legislature in involving us and giving us the opportunity. And I hope we'll continue that give and take between all of us, and allow the best ideas to come forward and be discussed, debated, and made and put into legislation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Rivera, and I also look forward to working with you as well. And we do have two new vice chairs on this committee, so I would like to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves and have some opening remarks as well. And I'd like to start with my Hamden Delegate member, Senator George Cabrera.
Thank you, Representative. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward very much to working with everyone this year. I too share the sentiments. I'm sure many of you have heard from your constituents, as I have, and have seen the struggles that they have endured this year, especially our precious frontline workers, whether it's grocery stores or nursing homes, or other folks in various industries in our state. We have a lot of work to do. I'm encouraged and remain positive that as time goes on and the vaccines make their way through our state, and we hopefully get some COVID relief from Washington, that we'll begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I also think that we have a big opportunity in this committee to really lead the way in making sure that workers in Connecticut have all the protections and support that they need as we get out of this. So I'm very much looking forward to working with each and every one of you, and appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Senator Cabrera. Look forward to working with you as well. And in the House, we have a new vice chair for Labor, Representative Manny Sanchez. Would you like to make any opening remarks? Yes.
Thank you,
Please,
Madam Chair. As we talked about before, I really look forward to doing the work on behalf of the residents of Connecticut. There's so much to do, as has been mentioned many times today, on behalf of all of the Connecticut residents. And I look forward to doing that work with this committee. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Representative Sanchez. Looking forward to the work with you as well. And with that, we will go ahead and get started. And just to say welcome to the new members and welcome back to the old members. Roll number 3, bills to be drafted as committee bills. We have one proposed bill, House Bill number 5158, an act concerning breastfeeding in the workplace. And I would like to ask for a motion for a voice vote on this.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Representative Hughes seconds the motion.
Thank you. So that was a motion by Representative Vargas and a second by Representative Ann Hughes. All in favor?
Hang on.
Any objections? I'm sorry, any objections?
No objections, but I would like the opportunity to have a conversation.
Yes, absolutely. And you have the floor, Senator Sampson.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. I understand we're doing voice votes today, and that is great. But I do think we ought to have the opportunity just for discussion on the bills if anyone has a comment. And I just want to make a very brief comment on this particular bill, but it also applies to the entire rest of the agenda, which is that I want to just make sure that anyone watching understands that what we're doing today is not taking final action on these agenda items. We are simply, in the first case under Section 3, we are drafting this bill so that it can be heard at a public hearing. And the other items on the agenda are similar. We will be reserving from public hearing. So a vote in the affirmative is simply an agreement to have a conversation going forward about these items, to have a public hearing, to debate and talk about the language. It is not an endorsement of the actual policy. I'd like to make that clear just on my own behalf, and because I know that some of the members on the Republican side, there are quite a few of these items that I don't think we're ever going to vote for. But we want to, as I mentioned, in the spirit of working together, have the conversation, have input, and be able to participate in the process, and also hope for your consideration to hear some of our items and ideas as well. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. Any further comments or questions? And I'll just say, if you do have comments or questions, if you could please use the raise your hand feature, that would help out tremendously. All right, seeing none. We'll take a voice vote on item number 3, a bill to be drafted as a committee bill, proposed bill House number 5158, an action concerning breastfeeding in the workplace. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Representative
Any
Porter,
opposed?
I'm not sure
Yes.
if people had time to unmute, so we may want to do that again with giving people the opportunity to unmute their Zoom.
Okay. Let's try this again. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed? Any nays out there? Any abstentions? Okay, seeing none, we will record this and by voice vote. And we will move on to Roman number 3, bill to be reserved for subject matter hearing. And this is a proposed House bill number 5198, an action concerning reimbursement of certain expenses incurred by employees during the course of their employment. Any comments or questions? I'm just checking because it's a little tricky. I don't see any hands up. So I will ask for a motion for a voice vote on this as well.
So moved.
Second, can I get a second?
I second.
All right. Thank you. Moved by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Aurora. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All
Aye.
opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, we'll be moving on to Roman number 5, and these are concepts to be raised. And I will ask if there are any comments or questions on any of the items before asking for a motion on a voice vote. Yes, Representative Aurora.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. On 5.1 and 2, I think the question or the comment we have is that these are extremely wide or broad concepts. To say COVID-19 relief does not even give an idea of what we are thinking about. So could you provide some more input or some specificity, not even going into specific items, but some degree of estimates or idea of what we are thinking about, because there's so much out there in terms of talking about COVID relief.
Absolutely, and thank you for that question, Representative Aurora. We are looking at COVID-19 relief in terms of workers as it deals with hazard pay, PPE, workers' comp presumption, right? The coverage that they would receive if they were to be stricken by COVID-19, unable to work, those instances. So yeah, like anything that really deals with the financial impact or the safety impact of workers. So worker safety, workers' wages, healthcare support, wraparound. And Senator Kushner, if you'd like to weigh in on that, please do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. I think that one of the reasons why this is being drafted, why this is being proposed as a concept is because we want to have the opportunity to hear from many out there that have been impacted by the devastation of COVID. And we know so many workers have suffered greatly and have many issues that come under the cognizance of this community, under the jurisdiction of this committee. And so I think that Representative Porter named quite a few, but we will be working to really try and give shape to this over the next couple of weeks so that we can have a productive hearing. And we're happy to engage you all and keep you aware of what our thinking is on this as it's developed.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. And we would definitely be making sure that as we move forward, Representative Aurora, that there are more details around the specifics of the language that's being drafted and what impact that would have on the labor and workforce.
May I suggest that, you know, one consideration be made where, as you think through these ideas, not to ensure there is no overlap, because as we know, both from a federal and state basis, there is so many programs out there. And part of the challenge our constituents in Connecticut are having is that they are getting confused whether which program applies to them, which doesn't, which opens, which closes. And many times I have seen folks not even be able to access those programs for that reason. So to ensure that, for example, if PPP at this point in time is focused, a federal program focused on small businesses for their payroll, so we need to let it run the course rather than, you know, do other stuff on top of it for that same purpose at the same time. So may I suggest humbly that as we think through these ideas, we really focus on not making them overlapping or doing what has already been done by another arm of the government or by a private program, and to focus on, as I would say, niches or unmet needs, because there are plenty of those as well. But nevertheless, those are difficult to find and access because they're smaller by nature. So with that, you know, we do thank you for this idea of keeping us aware as soon as you can. And that's what we really appreciate of the way you have been conducting business right from the outset. And we hope to get more information sooner rather than later.
Absolutely, and duly noted. And we do know that there are federal programs that are providing funding, and unfortunately, that's still not enough. And that is exactly what we're hearing from the constituency, and that is why we're going to be raising, you know, the COVID-19 relief and COVID-19 bills to help people supplement even what the federal government and different arms of the government are doing, private and otherwise. Any further comments or questions? Okay, I see none. Just double checking, no hands up. Wow, all right. Moving right along, I will make a motion, and Samson is smiling. This is a good day. I'll make a motion for a voice vote on item Roman numeral 4, items 1 through 19.
Second, Senator Lesser.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the motion.
Well, I'm gonna support that motion. So moved.
Second by Senator Lesser.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Senator Kushner and a second by Senator Lesser.
I have a question for LCO. When we're doing what essentially becomes a consent calendar in a way, are we required to read off the item numbers separately by the clerk or not?
No, Madam Chair. I would just point out, so on my agenda is Roman numeral number 5, items 1 through 19. Those can be done all together.
Thank you.
Yes, that was a vote, just for the record, and thank you, Rich. For the record, that was Roman numeral 5. Concepts to be raised, item numbers 1 through 19. Let the record reflect that that was, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Abstentions? The ayes have it. And with that, we'll move on to Roman numeral 6. The announcement of time and date of the next meeting will be Thursday, January the 28th at 2 p.m. Once again, the next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January the 28th at 2 p.m. And with that, I do believe that the Labor and Public Employees Committee meeting will be recessed until 11 a.m. and that is for the sole purpose of attendance, at which time the meeting will be adjourned. And I will just ask Mr. Rich Hanratty, is there anything else that we need to do to officially close, recess this meeting?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, so we are recessed until 11 a.m. for the sole purpose of attendance, at which time this meeting will be adjourned. And I do thank you all for your time and your commitment to the labor cause. Have a great day, guys.
Thank
Ladies
you all.
and gents.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon, Rep Hall.
Hold on just a second. Oh, here we go.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So there were voice votes today, and you have the opportunity to cast your vote. I can read the item.
So hold on, sorry.
Sure.
Representative Hall, I'm assisting Devin today. This is his first committee meeting with the actual votes. So because there were voice votes, your attendance will be recorded, and that will serve as votes in the affirmative. What had happened was they just decided to raise concepts, and then what were the other items on the agenda, Devin? I don't have it. Sorry, I'm in another meeting.
No problem.
Devin, you're muted.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. Bills to be drafted as a committee bill, bills to be reserved for subject matter public hearing, and then the rest were concepts to be raised.
Okay.
So your attendance is recorded.
Sounds good.
We appreciate it. And then the next meeting is next Thursday. So Devin would have a better understanding of the time.
Next Thursday, 128 at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry, Devin.
It is now 11 a.m. and the Labor and Public Employees Committee meeting has adjourned.